Welcome back to This Week in Showdown with your host Bob and co-host Matt G tonight. And guess what, everybody? You get to see us. So if you thought I was ugly sounding, now you know I'm ugly in person. But Matt looks good. Matt looks good.
It's legit now. This is the first week. Now it's legit.
Yeah, first week, week 19. Cards are actually getting real. They're looking good. We'll scroll right into the, as you know, always brought to you by Showdown Card Bot, MLB Showdown Bot at showdownbot.com. Always with the hot updates, and because Matt does this great work for you every week, we get to bring you these hot cards every week so that you can play with them or whatever. At the end of the season, we're gonna have a little draft with all the cards. But it is cool to see the weekly transformation of players as they go through these hot streaks. And we do have some hot players this week. We have how do you pronounce this? Teoscar Hernandez?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Sweet. So he has 3 home runs this week, 1 stolen base, 2 doubles, 14 hits, had like 8 runs, had a really, really awesome week, 500 on base percentage. The card looks great. First of all, the card looks great. You did a great job with the card. The baby blues on the blue.
Oh, nice that baby blue.
Yes.
It looks so good. And I mean, this card's just kind of solid all around. And you get a little batting average, you get a little pop.
Yeah.
And I think Teoscar was an all-star starter, I want to say, or at least was an all-star.
So what I like about this card is the 5 walk and then jumps right into getting on base hit or getting hits.
Oh yeah.
6 through 13 with the hit, getting me the 14 single plus, 15 double, 17 home run. I think this card is actually really good for 340. I think this card's great.
Yeah, you get everything.
Yeah, he's having
except
a great
maybe
season.
Yeah, like you get pretty much like above average everything. Like
Yeah.
there's no negatives.
Yeah, I think this is actually a really great card. To see 340, this card can fit in a ton of different teams. Yeah, everyone wants an A-speed guy. I get it. But like you're talking about a card that's just overall all around pretty good. This is the kind of card you're looking at.
Yeah.
Again, he's got 20 home runs in the season. He's doing pretty good. 313 batting average, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, love this.
Next up, Dansby Swanson. Not the best card, but he had 4 home runs this week. He had 11 RBIs and 6 runs, which I think is a great freaking week. The card itself, it has a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it's pretty meh. It's like okay.
Yeah.
I want a little more defense out of my shortstop. I mean, he doesn't get on base that much. I think that's why this card, I think his like stat line on the year is not bad. But like in Showdown, if you just don't have high on base percentage, I feel like you're just kind of irrelevant most of the time,
Yeah,
unless
you're already starting behind.
Hit crazy. Exactly.
Yeah,
so I mean, this is decent. It's like, he hits for decent average, but this is nothing special. 230 is like, I want maybe a little more, but he's got some pop.
Yeah, and it just depends on what you're trying to build. Because like you said, at shortstop, that's kind of sometimes where you make up like some defense. But if you're kind of punting on defense, then maybe it's not a big deal. Who knows? So
yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not the best. I don't really want it, but I'm not like really mad about it. I don't know. The Braves must have did great this week because Ozzy Albies also has a card this week. Another kind of disappointing middle infielder with power. But he also has 4 home runs this week, 8 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and 6 runs. But again, it's good. I mean, 12 double is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But man, I wish it was something else. Give me an 8, give me an A speed, give me something above average here. The best thing about this card is the intense power that he has. He's 31 doubles and 22 homers. He's doing pretty good.
I mean, Ozzy Albies is always kind of underrated in my opinion, but this card looks weirdly similar to the last one.
Yeah.
With the Braves middle infield, like 7 on base, 4 outs. And this is a rare card where we don't get all strikeouts in the 2021 set. So
that's actually true.
At least I can appreciate that.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Thank you, Ozzy, for not doing that.
It's rare. I feel like this is a weird little one, but I feel like all the cards in this set, I feel like there's going to be maybe a handful, like 3 or 4 that actually fill up every single chart category.
That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. You're right. I'm not used to seeing the whole chart has statistics.
Yeah, well, with modern cards at least. I don't know how many were the originals, but
yeah, the originals had some, but everyone now is like all strikeout, or there's no doubles or
Oh
no
yeah.
triples. He's got everything, which is kind of cool. So yeah, for people that are really nerdy into that, you'll appreciate this kind of card. Next up, we actually go to a really another solid card here. Aaron Judge, crushing it this week in the Field of Dreams game, which was awesome. I mean, what nostalgia! They said it was the most watched game in like 16 years. It was beautiful. They did everything right, I think, for that
That
game.
was perfect.
Yeah,
It was perfect.
it was a great game. Maybe too many runs scored, but exciting for most fans to watch. Having the outfield corn and not like just endless rows of bleacher seating was beautiful to see. I mean, that's kind of what I want to see, and them coming out through the corn. I mean, it just again everything you wanted to see. Judge
Yeah, this
crushed it. It was
um,
awesome.
it was like yeah, it was a pretty modern baseball game. Like there were a lot of strikeouts and home runs, which some people like, some people don't. But I mean, I thought it would be I had a feeling it would be a little bit corny, but it ended up not
Hey,
being it quite as corny as
didn't.
I thought.
Um, I did like Tim Anderson though, rocking them old school white jerseys, and then he gets the walk
Mm,
off home run. If anybody was gonna get a walk off home run, it was him because he's gonna be pimping that all day. He's awesome. So I love that he did it. That the game came down to something like that, which is so exciting for the Field of Dreams. It was the way it was. But let's talk about Aaron Judge, the card. 26 home runs in the season. He had 3 this week. He had 5 runs, 11 RBIs. Absolutely crushed it the last couple games, especially against the White Sox. But he's got the 9-17 home run card here. Very powerful. Gets the full outfield. Decent amount of walks, but he's a 9 with a lot of power. This card's definitely finding a spot in someone's team.
yeah, and Aaron Judge, it's a little bit of like he's a household name, so he'll probably just like jump in the draft.
This is a trivia thing for everyone at home. The first card I ever made with making showdown cards was Aaron Judge, because I hate the Yankees. I absolutely hate the Yankees, but I like Aaron Judge. So I've had Aaron Judge jersey. I like people that are like larger than life, and he's just bigger than anyone too. Number 99 jersey. It's he's awesome. He's always had like these 10
Yeah,
on base cards, these 9 on base cards. He's doing fantastic. He gets hurt a lot, so he kills me in fantasy, but it's awesome. I like just seeing Aaron Judge. So
yeah, he's stayed relatively healthy too
I'm
this year,
surprised he's only got
so
the
that's
OF
good to
plus
see.
one. He's usually a pretty good outfielder, and now they got Gallo, so it's like you got these two like amazing outfielders and picking up the corners. So I'd be interested to see if he doesn't pick that up by the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Outfield plus 2 card, that'd be
Oh yeah,
ideal.
absolutely. Let me just do one thing here because we can switch over to the shame of the week. Moose. A lot of people know him. He was really good in Kansas City. Not really good, relatively good. I played for Milwaukee for a little bit. Goes over to the Reds this year, and the Reds are on fire. But Moose not doing too well this year. He's only got 4 homers. He didn't play. He hasn't played the full year. But this week he went 1 for 15. So really kind of struck it down. So I know I like to put someone that people know in the shame of the week and that have disappointed us. So I'm hoping Mustakas can turn it around. But just a just a card overall. I mean, not even saving that much salary.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic with this one. He's the positives. He's versatile, so
There,
he's solid,
yes,
above average defense in 2 spots. The 14-17 double,
I mean that's
kind
good.
of nice.
That is good.
But I mean, he's got a lot of walks, especially for a 7 on base.
Yeah,
That's if you can deal with the low batting average here, maybe if you want like some like
and he's C
versatility or
speed
somebody
also.
on your
He's just
bench.
it's rough.
Yeah. If he was maybe 15 speed and the same points somehow,
Yeah,
I would maybe think about it. But I mean, that walk is pretty killer.
yeah.
That's yeah, not
Well,
ideal.
let's quickly roll over then into the hot pitchers right now. We got Tristan McKenzie, my man Satchel Paige over here, killing it. I've had him in fantasy this year, and he's been awful. But he's been turning around the last couple starts, especially his outing just yesterday against Detroit. And he had a perfect game going, I believe, into the eighth. He had 11 strikeouts, and he picks up the win. Um, sort of turning it around here. Average season. It's cool. He's young. He's a rookie. It's exciting. He's got potential, but I think he's still on a big learning curve. It's cool just to see him have the 6 control here, because I don't think he'll finish with this. I think he's gonna be all over the place for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I like this card, especially in the 2001 set with the 6 control. and the 2 walks. It's kind of nice. But again, like I think we talk about this pretty much every week. But those 5 IP is just like,
Yeah,
ugh.
and they take him out
But it
early because
just,
he's young. They're not trying to blow his arm out.
yeah. But yeah, it is what it is now. Like we're just gonna have to deal with it with sets going forward.
Yeah,
But
so we'll see if he can turn on for the end of the year. But I have a feeling this is the best Tristan. Well, you guys can quote me here. You can check back in the video. I think this is the best Tristan that we're going to see for the rest of the year. I think his card's only going to go down. But I think
I
next
love that
year,
we're checking back.
yeah, next year I think he's going to be awesome. But I think this year for the rest of the season, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be everywhere. But next up, a staple here on This Week in Showdown is Corbin Burns. Every week seems to be here. He's producing another amazing Tier 1 card. He's got the 6 IP, 17 outs, no doubles. Sucks to no walks, but he's not really. What are you going to do at this point? He throws 8 innings, shutout, 15 Ks the other day, 7 innings the day before, 7 innings the start before that. He's got 2.23 ERA on the season, .93 WHIP. I mean, he's absolutely dominating right now, and he just seems to be on this trajectory the whole season.
This is Pedro level, and we're midway through August.
Yeah,
which
this is
is
incredible.
kind of insane.
He's doing great.
With DeGrom out, like I'm a Mets fan, so it's a little bit tough, but DeGrom's not going to get the innings to get the Cy Young probably anymore this year. So I think Corbin Burns is probably the NL front runner.
They have Walker Buehler as well.
Oh,
and
true.
He's also just throwing up like great performance after great performance. If DeGrom had the innings, I think it's DeGrom or bust. Because he's just so good. Right now, it's more like who can stay at this pace for the rest of the year. With Bauer out with his sexual allegations and stuff. It's one. I think it's up to these two guys at this point.
Yeah, I mean, do you take this? So this card's 640. Pedro was 700. So you're paying 60 extra points for a walk and another inning. Are you taking Burns or are you taking Pedro? This looks almost identical.
I know. I would take that extra inning. So Pedro. I think the extra inning is so strong, especially. I guess it's a relative. If Pedro's being time warped to 2021 where no one's throwing 7 innings, Pedro's a hot steal for that price. Where everyone's throwing 7 innings back in the day, maybe you could debate it, but versus this card, I think I'd still want Pedro. Let me see. The other guy is actually Milwaukee's teammate Brandon Woodruff is the other front runner up there as well. He's another crazy card. But he should be up there as well. Next up, we have J.A. Happ over here for the Cardinals. He throws only 1 earned run in his last 11 innings and has 7 Ks. But the season, 6.3 ERA. He's just having a really good week, which is great. So he gets an appearance in This Week in Showdown. But overall, the 2 control, 17 out is definitely what I want to stay away from. I do not want a Tier 4 card. And you're spending 240. At that point, I'm just punting and just give me like a 10-point or a 50-point guy that I can just try to chuck out for a few innings. This is not the card I want.
Yeah, no. The chart is bad and the control is bad. No walks, a double, 2 singles. I guess decent ground ball range-ish, but 5 innings. There's no redeeming qualities about this.
I thouut you were going to go with the positive vibe. He's got that ground ball range. Got to stay positive.
I'm trying to stay positive, but it's not working for, Jay Happ. And he used to be in the NL East. I'm pretty sure.
He was on the Yankees at one point. He's been on the I think it was the Blue Jays at one point. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's a journeyman now.
Yeah.
So
he was on the Twins earlier this year, I think, before getting moved to the Cardinals.
I think he's only made a couple starts on the Cardinals.
I think
but
I
mean, doing well so far. So
yeah, I think
good for
3
him.
starts. Next up, though, another staple, Lucas Giolito. Just another great card. This is a Tier 2 card. I guess I was mistaken. The other card was a Tier 1 card I talked about earlier, Corbin Burns. This facial expression is cracking me up. He looks so stressed to throw this ball. But it's a great card. I like any 5 1 through 16 out guy that I can get. I think it's fantastic. 530 seems to be about the right price range for this too. He's probably a great card to have. You're talking about any Tier 2 guy at like 500 points. I think you're getting a really good deal. So I like it. He's doing
I'm
great.
gonna look up. I'm looking up. I think there's a Kevin Brown card. I'm looking him
He's
up
a
right now in the
4 in the
2001
01.
set. Oh, he is?
Yeah, in 00, he's a 5, 1 through 16
You're right.
out.
I'm thinking of okay, yeah, I'm thinking of the 2000 card because this chart
Yeah.
looks really close to that. But yeah, you're right. The 2001 version is a 4. But yeah, very Kevin Brown 2000-esque here.
Yeah, I wonder where I have that thing. People are gonna be like, "Where did Bob go?" He's like looking around his studio for stuff. I don't know where I put stuff sometimes. I have this binder with 2001 cards that sometimes I flip through, but I have no idea where I put the thing. Oh, here it is. Oh,
Damn.
got this guy. So people on the screen are like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." But yeah, it has all the. It's a 2000 binder, but it has all the 2001 cards in it, so it's pretty cool.
I love those binders.
Yeah, and then I can always can find people quickly if I need to. But
oh yeah,
Lucas having a great card as always. Now, former Indian, and is he currently a Met, right? Or is he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, currently a Met. Shout out to Mr. Carlos Carrasco. Love him. But not doing too well. Is he in the bullpen now?
No, so he's only made a couple starts. So he was hurt he was hurt until I guess either late July or early August. I think he's only made 2 or 3 starts. And I sat through the Dodgers game this weekend where he's
that's what
2 innings,
at. Yeah,
6 runs, and so that's why he has the 3. Because I think he's made 2 or 3 starts.
Well, so in his last
2 innings.
So in his last 4 starts, he went 4 innings, 4.1 innings, 1 inning, and 2 innings. So it's a really weird starter card because one, he's got this weird ground ball range, no walks, and it's like heavily backloaded on the extra base hits side. This card I would never ever draft, and it scares the shit out of me.
This card depresses me, honestly. This gives me PTSD a little bit to last weekend when the Mets got swept by the Dodgers. And that game that he pitched was just like the absolute just like nail in the coffin. Just absolutely stabbed by that. So, I mean, I had high hopes for Carlos Carrasco. That Indians trade right now, I mean, it's early and, we got 9 or 10 more years of Lindor, but it's
good luck with that.
Not doing well.
I did not want to spend the money on Lindor. I'm kind of glad that I don't know why you guys did. I would not spend the money on him, but I understand he's a great player. He's just not, I don't think, worth his salary. And especially after playing Showdown, and you'll get this. You know this already, but when you play enough Showdown, you get really deep into these statistics, and you start looking at like, why are they spending all this money on this 8 on base guy with power like that strikes out?
It's the defense too, I think. But yeah,
he's a great defender. He is a great defender.
Yeah. But and clubhouse guy. I mean, he's a great personality, positive guy. But actually, I agree. I mean,
so he didn't like. I guess the fans calling him Frankie. I don't know if you heard about this. Indians fans. So we just got some new guy. I think we brought him up. His name is Francisco as well. Francisco something else. Again, I'm not the best prospect guy, so don't quote me on this. But he had just got brought up, and I thought it was a tweet. Could be a fake tweet from Fremil Reyes, because this guy's nickname is Frankie, that is it cool if the fans call you Frankie? We've had some issues with that. And he said, yeah, it's cool. So, again, could be a totally fake tweet, but if it was real, hilarious. And I thought that was great. So, for what it's worth.
It's just tough.
Yeah, so for the people at home, I'll leave you guys on this Carlos Carrasco card as we sign out here. And thank you again for being here in video format, Matt. And thank you guys again. And we'll see you next week, hopefully with Jeff. Peace.
Yes.